Wait a second. YTV Gazette, VTR 1119, Take 1, Part 1.
Friday, you know. Last Friday, the wife collects this from the cleaners. Look at it now already.
London's much dirtier.
It's dirt, not dust. Why London, anyway? Well?
You're bored.
Have you ever spent the morning in a brickworks?
Why? Is it beneath you or something?
You name one thing that's duller than bricks. No. All I need is just 2 good stories on the mid-bell, that's all.
And then you're off to lovely Fleet Street.
And then I'll be able to look around for what I want.
Choosy.
It's better to be choosy than to take... Hello? The Westdale Stone Company. Mr. Quarmby, please.
Then what?
Forget it, love. Hello, Mr. Quarmby? This is Bill Spence of the Gazette.
Gazette? Aye? What's it you're after?
Well, we're doing a feature on the building boom in Westdale, Mr. Quarmby, and I'd like turnover figures from the main suppliers of raw materials.
Oh, well, where do we come in?
Well, you supply stone for building, don't you?
Of course. Aye? Oh, I've done for years. Aye, aye. Oh, you come round if you like. There's not much to see. This afternoon. Aye, all right then. Oh, please yourself. What time you come round?
Enthusiasm for you. Well, what are you doing with all those back numbers?
Past pools winners.
Past what?
Former winners of the football pools.
Well, don't people in Westdale win anymore, then?
Yes.
Then why are you doing past?
I'm investigating dreams.
Come again.
You get on with your brick.
Hey, wait a minute. Someone in Westdale won 2,000 a few weeks ago, and they got the cheque this morning, didn't they?
Well done.
Well, so why are you doing former?
Hey, hands off.
Well, come on.
Bill, Mrs. Baylor gets a cheque this morning, right? Handshakes, flashlights, glasses of nasty sparkling wine. Only champagne for the winners of £75,000 and above. But, I mean, we've all read that before, haven't we? I mean, there's no new angle in it, is there?
It's good local interest.
So what I'm going to do is compare the dreams of today's winner with the way things have turned out for a past winner.
Very good.
Just to see whether dreams do come true.
I like it. Frank's idea.
No.
Well, whose then?
Eddie Ranklin's the pools rep at the presentation.
I'll swap you.
Swap what?
Pools for bricks.
No, thanks.
No, I've changed my mind anyway. They all turn out to be bloody tragedies. I can tell you about this lot. 3 moved to London and got run over by a number 7 bus, and 2 died. One from inertia and the other from an excess of champagne.
Give that to me.
I bet you can't come up with a single pools winner who is still upright, coherent and happy. Hey, and don't neglect your other stuff working through that lot.
I've got time.
Well, don't forget you've got to find a profile for next week.
I never have. Any ideas?
No, but if you're really stuck, then I will do you a sparkling interview with a brick.
And hold it in your territory? That's a thought.
But I said the cladding here was to be green, Rawson, didn't I? And here.
See who it is, will you?
Oh, dear.
Borough Architect's office. One moment, please. It's for you.
Who is it?
Who's that speaking, please?
It's a woman. She says she wants you.
Well, what's her name?
She wouldn't give her name.
Fernley, can I help you? Gazette. I see. But no, it's not very convenient at the moment. How about tomorrow at 10? Hello? Hello? Now, about these colours.
That's a Gazette. But they've been on today already.
When?
Well, I took the call myself.
Oh, for God's sake. Yes?
Mr. Fernley,
Yes.
I'm Susan Jackson from the Gazette.
Was that you just now?
I rang to ask
You
if
rang
you-
off before I had a chance.
We must have been cut off.
Which finger did you use?
Well, may I come in?
Which telephone did you use? The one in the front hall?
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, if it's a very bad time, I can...
Your appointment wasn't until tomorrow. 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. With me.
With you? Mr. Fernley just told me 10 o'clock tomorrow morning with him.
I'm seeing the Gazette at 3 tomorrow.
Oh, that'll be our Mr. Spence. He's doing a different story. About the building boom. Well, I suppose it is a bit confusing.
Not at all. You're here today, someone else is coming tomorrow. Perfectly simple.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
So, what have you come about?
Did you do this?
Come on.
What?
Out.
Why?
Because your editor knows perfectly well the press conference on the civic pool is not until next week, and there are no sneak previews.
But that's not why I came.
No?
No.
Well, what then?
I wanted to do a profile on you.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, why didn't you say so?
Well, I didn't get much chance.
No. Well, I've got a meeting. Whoops, I'm 5 minutes late now. Could we meet later, say, for a drink or something?
Fine.
Well, what about the Victoria at 6? Will that suit you?
Okay.
Good. What crime am I supposed to have committed?
Sorry.
Well, why me? What's interesting about a borough architect?
That's what I want to find out. See you at 6.
Lively up there, isn't it? Yeah. Want some photos, do you?
You doing anything interesting?
Oh, quarrying a bit of stone for York Minster.
Might like a photograph of that. What's up?
Oh, come on, lad, I'm not daft. You ready to rather than send you nigh on 20 miles for that sort of stuff?
Well, it is of interest.
Sure. I thought you might have heard something like that.
About what?
Oh, gossip.
Like what?
Look, lad. The Gazette likes facts, does it? The truth.
The truth?
Aye, truth. Ruth with a capital T. You've heard of her, have you? Aye. Well, come on. Look, if I tell you what I know, will you publish?
Well, do you know anything that we shouldn't publish?
Good writer, are you?
Do my best.
I didn't ask you that.
Yeah, and I was being modest. Now, shall we?
Come on, how are you? Well, what do you think on it out there? Quarry. Come on, lad, you're not too embarrassed to say what you think, are you?
It's all right.
All right, then. You can quote me if you like. It's out for the dump. A fifth-rate, lousy dump, that's all it is. But you got to ask yourself why. Why, with all that beautiful stone out there just waiting to be quarried, you'd think I'd be sitting on a pile, wouldn't you? A smart car, a posh office, a nice bit of stuff as a secretary, and half a dozen of them coloured telephones on my desk. Why not? Do you know why not?
Well, maybe you're just bad at your job, Mr. Quarmby.
Aye, there's that. Out else?
Concrete, perhaps?
No.
Reinforced precast concrete.
I said no. It's highly functional, it's cheap, but it's no substitute for good stone.
Well, if you say so.
I do say so.
Is your stone good enough?
Good enough? It's the best.
Is it cheap enough?
And it's cheap enough.
All right, then I give up. Why is it like that out there? Why are you scraping the barrel?
Corruption, that's why.
Come again.
And bribery. Sit yourself down, lad. Get your notebook out. Go on, open it.
Look, if you don't mind, Mr. Quarmby.
I'll tell you... Oh, all right, go on talking, I'm listening.
Well, look, I'll be frank with you, you know. A lot of business folk, small business folk, they spin yarns about corruption. And more often than not, it's sour grapes for a thin order book.
Well, that's what you think, is it?
No, I'm just telling you, that's all.
Aye, well, you got a tongue in your head, I will say that for you.
Right, I'm ready when you are.
All right, then. You see, them as is responsible for the ordering of stone and building materials and such is architects. Because architect, because order. Well, that's how it used to be.
How do you mean used to be?
Well, my biggest customer were borough architect at Westdale Town Hall. Oh, tons of my stuff he used to take. That were up to 3 years ago.
And what happened then?
A new chap come in. A new borough architect chap named Fernley. He wanted polished stone, same as all others. Mind, we don't polish it here, no, we haven't got facilities. But corporation have got a firm that does the polishing for them. And ours were cheapest stone they got round here. Are you getting this down?
Yes, go on. Go on.
Well, Fernley come out here, he had a look around the place, said he liked my stuff.
And?
I heard nothing further from him.
Well, I mean, maybe he could be he's a bad correspondent. That doesn't make him corrupt, now does it?
True, but I tried to phone him at Town Hall. Yeah, they shoved me off onto his assistant, chap named Rawson, that's him. And he shot me the outline, you know, about his department weren't responsible for placing of orders.
But they aren't, though, either. The council's finance committee look after things like that.
Aye, they do. But strictly according to Fernley's instructions, is that right?
Well, what do you quarry?
What, York stone?
Well, maybe that he's not using it as much as his predecessors.
But he is. He's getting it from a quarry east of his York Stone Company. And he's paying high prices of mine too.
Well, if you're right, then you should complain to the council, shouldn't you? Not the borough architect.
Fad'll have a good that to do, wouldn't it? Council? They wouldn't put business in my way. Furness into that.
How?
They put in a bad report about firms did the polishing of my stone. There weren't a word of truth in it, but he managed to put wool over the eyes of the council. Well, they don't know no different. Well, they can't tell limestone from sandstone. No, you see, after all, they're politicians, aren't they? Well, at least they think they are. No, council has to be advised by folks like Fernley.
And Fernley misleads them. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's right, if you like. Yes, they have no option, you know, but to buy from his friends.
Like the East Yorkshire Stone Company?
Well, if you like. They happen to be, in my case, they happen to be the only other suppliers of York stone in this area.
And they did their own polishing?
You're catching on.
Am I? And you're saying that he's making money out of this other company?
Not money, lad. Perks.
Well, such as?
He's got a sports car. An 8-type Jaguar.
Yes, but you don't know that his car was a bribe.
Well, rumour has it that...
Well, who started the rumour?
Oh, sorry.
Someone in East Yorkshire Stone.
Aye.
Who?
Nailhead, can I tell you that? If I did, chap would lose his job.
Well, what can you tell me?
I can tell you who supplied car.
Yes?
Garage in Westdale. Hawks.
Eh?
Oh, help yourself.
I don't know why I'm bothering you now.
Who you calling?
A pal of mine at Hawks. Hello?
Garage.
Hawks Garage?
Speaking.
Ray Bowles?
Speaking. Who's that?
Look, it's Bill Spence. Can I come over and see you?
What about me?
Well, I'd rather not say on the phone.
All right. I'll be here till 6 o'clock.
All right, cheers. We'll be in touch, Mr. Quamby.
Aye.
Oh, come on, Ray. There must be a record of that car sale in here somewhere.
Look, Bill, I'm not in charge of the sales, you know. I mean, I'm only a screw turner around here. Now, look, why don't you come back tomorrow and ask the old man, eh?
Tonight.
But look, this garage sells hundreds of cars each year, you know.
Tonight? Look, come on, Ray. I just want to find out who paid for Fernley's car, that's all. Then I'll be satisfied.
Oops. Your very good health.
And yours. I hope you don't mind if I ask you quite a lot of questions.
I can think of nothing more delightful. Except perhaps asking you quite a lot of questions.
Why?
I'm curious to know more about you. In my experience, girls on papers are often very pretty, but sometimes rather hard-boiled. You don't strike me as the hard-boiled type.
No?
Your eyes are warm and sensitive. And I suspect you have a kind heart.
I ought to start interviewing you.
Yes, you should. Well, fire away.
Well, you were born and educated in Suffolk, trained in London, RIBA bronze medal, 2 years in Southampton, and appointed borough architect to Westdale Corporation in 1965.
Right.
And now you live out at Morton Langley.
Correct. You seem to know quite a lot about me.
Only what's in the yearbook
So that my private life
is yours, not the Gazette's. A firm rule, that, but a good one.
very.
Tell me about your house. Bet it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Huh? Yes, but it's very masculine.
Well, isn't there a feminine half? For your wife?
That yearbook seems to be a bit out of date.
Oh?
My wife died, you know. A motor accident, shortly before I came here. She was expecting our first child.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Where do you live?
With Mum.
Oh.
Do you mind if I do ask you something a bit personal? Well, when your wife died, was the new job any, well, consolation?
I just worked that much harder, that's all.
Assisted by that charming Mr. Rawson.
Oh, yes.
Well, he doesn't exactly love you, does he?
Shows, does it?
Just a little.
Well, he's been in Westdale all his life. He's older than me. I think he expected to get the appointment that I got. That's all. Have another.
No, thank you.
Next question.
Well, have you any vices?
Yes, one. My car.
Really? What is it?
It's an E-type Jaguar.
Oh, don't. I'll turn green in a
Well,
minute.
it's outside waiting for us.
Super. How long have you had it?
I bought it, well, let me think. About the time I got the appointment here. Well, soon after, anyway.
So it didn't change your style of living in any way?
Well, not really. There was the new house, and the furniture, and financial security, of course.
And the amount you won on the pools was £17,000, wasn't it?
I see.
Is it?
What's wrong? I've got a hangover.
Slight.
That'll teach you to go drinking in the Victoria with strange men. Who was your date, anyway?
Never you mind.
Oh, as long as you got what you wanted. Did you?
Yes. And you?
Hmm?
Well, the quarry or whatever.
Well, I don't know yet. Or rather, I don't know whether to take it seriously or not.
What?
Well, the bloke at the quarry says he knows of corruption at the town hall. In the corporation offices.
Corruption?
Yeah, gifts, perks in exchange for substantial orders.
Did you swallow that? Oh, Bill, you go round to a stone quarry. It's not doing very well. They don't want a nasty write-up, so they start inventing little stories about people. What's it about, anyway?
Well, it's a car which Quarmby said had been supplied by this garage to the borough architect.
Oh?
The borough architect. Why?
Nothing. Go on.
Well, that's it.
And this man thinks that the car was a gift? A bribe?
Well, Fernley, that's his name, by the way, Fernley, happens to drive a very expensive car.
So he's a guilty man?
Well, not quite.
Which means that you're not absolutely certain.
Well, I've been checking up on East Yorkshire Stone. They're the firm that Quarmby named. Now, 3 years ago, their order book was as empty as Quarmby's is now. And they'd have gone bust without Fernley's custom.
Fernley's custom?
According to Quarmby, it was he who put the corporation business East Yorkshire's way.
Bill, I think you're being used.
What for, love?
A pawn in old Daddy Quarmby's malicious fun and games.
No, I don't think so.
Well, do you know Alan Fernley?
No, I don't. Why, do you?
Yes, and I like him a lot.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were such good friends.
Oh, we're not. It just happens that I met him in the pub last night.
You what? Hey, look, what the hell are you playing at?
I thought you knew I'm doing a piece on...
On pools and people and what's become of them.
3 to 4 years ago, Alan Fernley won £17,000 on the pools. So you see, Sherlock, he's just about the last person in the world to accept a bribe.
Wrong? What do you mean I were wrong?
Fernley won enough money 3 years ago to buy himself 3 Bentleys. So what makes you think they got that jag under the counter from East Yorkshire Stone? Now, you're sure you're not having me on? Excusing yourself for this thriving commercial empire you've got here?
Hey, I'm not taking that.
All right.
I'm waiting to take that from nobody, understand?
All right, then just tell me where the story came from, will you?
I've already told you. Chap'd lose his job. So Fernley boat car, did he? Then who signed check that paid with car?
Well, I'll try and find out from the dealers, but it won't be easy. But if you think there's someone at the town hall discriminating against you for personal gain, then you're backing the wrong horse. Fernley is obviously financially secure.
Aye, what makes you so sure of that?
He won a small fortune. Besides, he said so himself.
He did?
Yes, to a colleague of mine.
Oh, Fernley said so. Then he's a bloody liar as well, ain't he? As true as I'm standing here, lad, he's up to his neck in debt. And if you want confirmation of that, go and have a word with the chap as does know. I suggest you go and see Tony Armitage. He'll tell you all about Fernley being financially secure.
And who is Tiny Armitage? His accountant?
No, he's bookmaker.
I am not sneaking round to bookies' offices, nosing into people's private affairs.
But, love, you know Tiny Armitage.
We're friends. We respect each other. I want to keep it that way.
You mean you don't want to go, don't you?
I don't think your story's worth my going.
And if I say it is?
Then you'd better get it into your head that I'm on Alan Fernley's side. We're in opposition, Bill.
Then help me clear this thing up. Find out whether your friend Fernley is in money trouble or not.
It's none of my business.
But corporation employees accepting, well, favours. That is your business and it's mine.
How does knowing about the betting help, anyway?
Look, if he's gone broke on the horses, then there's his motive. You used the word yourself, didn't you? Motive. M-O...
All right.
Thanks. I'll come with you. I want to look in on Ray Bowles.
Hawk's garage?
Yeah.
It's I can't go in there and turn his files inside out. I wouldn't know where to start. And I'm not even supposed to go in there anyway.
Look, I only want one file. Details of car purchases for 1965.
Well, ask the boss to let you have it.
Oh, don't be thick, Ray. You know as well as I do they don't hand out confidential files to press reporters on demand.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
Shut up those birds. Say you've got a mate on the press wants to borrow it for a few minutes.
But they wouldn't play. I mean, if the boss found out, they'd get the sack, wouldn't they?
One of them might play. If you handle it right.
Shirley might. The one in the glasses. I don't fancy handling either of them. But I'll have a go, just for you.
And if you get it, phone me. I'll come, look at it in the gents, and then put it back, and no one will even know it's missed.
All right, all right.
Sherry ho, Ray. Well, I didn't expect this of you, Susan. Muckraking. Not your line at all, is it?
Well, it could be rather important, Tiny.
All right, if you say so. But I'll have to trust you to be discreet, that's all.
Oh, sure.
Where did this friend hear this about Fernley? Alf Quarmby, was it?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Well, does Mr. Fernley bet with you?
He's a client.
Well, does he win or lose? Does he owe you anything?
Well, I've had to limit his credit.
Yeah, but does he actually owe money?
Hey, you're not going to print this, are you? You know, I'm not supposed to disclose this stuff here.
I've given you my word, haven't I,
All
Tiny?
right. But I wouldn't do this for anybody else, you know, as long as you appreciate that.
How much does he owe? Can you give me any ideas?
Getting on for £1,000?
£1,000?
He owes money all over the place, love.
Well, I'm sorry. He deserves better luck.
Now, look, there's no need for you to feel sorry for him, Susan. And if you take my tip, you'll not get mixed up with him either. For your own good, love. Cheers.
So you're Mr. Spence, from the Gazette, writing about the building boom.
I wonder if I could ask you a few questions, Mr. Fernley.
Your interview is with Mr. Rawson. Won't be long.
Rawson!
If Mr. Crawley calls, ask him to wait, will you? Sit down, Mr. Spence. Thank you. I've jotted one or two figures down here for you. This will give you some idea of the quantities of materials the department gets through in a year. It's quite a large expenditure if you look at it. Yes. Well, wasn't that what you asked for? Well, actually, sir, we've rather changed the slant of the article. Oh? Yes, my editor wants more emphasis on the workings of a busy architect's office. Do you know how long it took to collect those figures for you? Well, no, I don't. That's inconsideration, in my opinion, Mr. Spence. And the sort of wastage that the ratepayers don't like to know about. Well, since I was coming here anyway... No, I suggest you go and see someone with a private practice. Well, I thought, Mr. Rawson, that the article would benefit with a short personal profile about yourself, sir. Oh? And perhaps a photograph, too, if you've got one, that is. Well, I mean, I'm not prepared, am I? Well, I'll ask the questions, Mr. Rawson. Well, you want something written down, won't you? Yes, and you just answer them, all right? Well... I suppose after 28 years with the corporation, some public recognition's not out of place. Well, exactly, sir. Ask your questions, then. I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you. And if you find my questions in any way personal, then you won't hesitate to say, will you? Oh, of course. Though I fancy I know the sort. Well, you know, a little titillation, like, from the inside, that sort of thing, yeah? Just that, Mr. Lawson. Just that.
You did what with him?
Like a big ball of putty in my hand he was. Well, look, in all Westdale, there is no one more likely to know where, why, and to whom Fernley hands out his contracts. Now, is there?
I hope that Frank gets here to hear what you're doing.
Well, you're not planning on telling him, I hope, are you?
It's not right, Bill, not the way you're going about it.
Well, have you any suggestions?
If Could always drop the whole thing.
So that you can go and have dinner by candlelight with Fernley with a clear conscience.
I am not going to talk about it.
Oh, go on, I didn't mean it.
Whether you meant it or not, it just shows the sort of mind you have. Always scratching after the cheap angle, never content, just to...
Just to what?
Nothing. Change the subject.
All right, then I'm sorry. But there was one thing, though, in Fernley's office.
I said change the subject.
I have. I'm talking about the civic swimming pool now. The model that you saw in his office.
What about it?
Well, it looked to me as though it's going to be all marble, inside as well as out.
Well?
Well, that's going to cost a bomb, marble. Now, why can't they use some ordinary stone for at least part of it? Something there's plenty of in this part of the world, and something that won't put the rates up.
There's no law against extravagance, Bill.
Yes, but there's a squeeze on, haven't you heard? And my guess is that someone is making it worth Fernley's while to forget the squeeze.
I know, bribing him.
Well, why not? Look, he's in the red at the moment. He's in the red with the bookies. He's trying to run an expensive house and car. Now, you've got to admit that it's possible. Well, the next round is with Rawson. In half an hour, all the nasty little secrets of the architect's department will be mine.
Tell me, Mr. Spence, why all this interest in the new swimming pool? I mean, you're not planning to mention it in your article, are you?
Well, I thought it would be nice to mention a project that you've been involved with personally.
Oh, well, I haven't.
More Fernley's pigeon.
That's right.
I saw the model in your office. Well, what is it all about exactly? A bit of prestige for Westdale?
How do you mean?
Well, all that polished stone. Or is it marble?
It's marble.
From Italy, I suppose.
That's right. There's no genuine marble quarried in Yorkshire, or anywhere else in the UK, come to that.
But shouldn't we be backing Britain or something?
Mr. Fernley doesn't think so.
But all that marble is going to cost a bomb, isn't it?
So?
Well, doesn't it?
Well, don't the kids deserve a good pool, then?
Of course they do, yes. But what exactly is it going to cost altogether?
Why do you want to know?
Well, so I've got an idea of how much buildings cost to put up.
The new civic pool will cost in the order of £350,000. There's your answer.
That's big money.
Not really.
And the marble, how much will that be?
I thought we were doing a profile of me. Or is this drink in aid of something else?
Well, how do you mean, something else?
Well, it occurred to me you might be trying to butter me up.
Now, why? Why should I do that?
Lots of reasons. You've got it in for the corporation, haven't you? For wasting public money or some such?
Well, I might have it in for the corporation if I thought they were wasting public money, but I mean, they're not, are they?
Not as far as I know.
Well, that's all right then. I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
The swimming pool.
Oh, yes, and the cost of the marble.
50,000.
That's nice money if you can get it. Who does get it, by the way?
Who gets the order, do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that's up to the council.
Oh, it's out of your control, is it?
I wouldn't say that.
No?
No, I've got a pretty good idea who they'll go to for the marble.
Can you tell me?
I don't know that I should.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway. We can't print educated guesses.
Why not?
Well, they're usually off the record and they're usually inaccurate.
Ours are?
Ah, they all say that.
All right, then. Off the record.
Sure.
Well, it's a firm we've been doing business with for years, but they're new to marble. As far as I know, they've never dealt in the stuff before.
And, what do they call themselves?
Hello, Bill.
Rawson, don't give too many of our secrets away to the press, will you? There's a good chap.
What the hell did you have to go and bring him in there for?
Bill, mind your driving, please.
Well, just a little bit of thought, and you might have guessed I'd be there.
Alan Fernley's free to drink where he likes.
Or was it deliberate? Well, was it? I was just getting to the point. I was on to it. Another 5 minutes.
And nothing. Rawson's not as foolish as you think.
I didn't say he was, but he's vain, and he's vulnerable.
In what way vulnerable?
Well, he hates Fernley's guts. Just look at the facts. Fernley is by far the better designer of the two. He's a more attractive man. He was brought in over Rawson's head when Rawson had good reason to expect the appointment, and Fernley treats him like dirt. And that is what I've got to play with.
You're on dangerous ground, Bill. Rawson's only got to turn round and complain about you.
And?
You'll be on the carpet, probably up in front of Mr. Hadley. The whole thing's gone too far for comfort.
Look, haven't our readers got a right to know about questionable behaviour by their own borough officials?
Yes, of course they have.
Well, then, for God's sake, that's part of a newspaper's job, isn't it?
Then take Frank Walters into your confidence, then.
I'll give me facts first.
I'd watch out for Rawson, then, if I were you.
Now, what do you think he can do to me? Denounce me from the town hall steps as an undesirable citizen?
No.
Well, what then?
OK. I agree he might be jealous of Alan Fernley.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
But his loyalty to Westdale might be even stronger.
And what does that mean?
Only that some people, if they love something, love it enough, that is, will go to any lengths to hush up a scandal.
Oh, well, now, that would make a story and a half, now, wouldn't it?
Tom. Do I hyphenate treble chance?
Rawson here.
Good morning, Mr. Rawson. Just a couple of things that I forgot to ask you last night.
I'm sorry, Mr. Spence. I can't talk to you now. I'm very busy.
Well, I see. Well, how about a bite to eat around lunchtime?
Oh, I'm afraid I shan't have any time for lunch today. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Spence.
Well, what about a drink this evening, then? And we could... He's hung up.
I warned you. Rawson knows what's good for him.
He's been brought to heel by his master, your friend Fernley.
Either way, you'll get no more out of him, I can tell you that now. I'm back on the pools, winners. I advise you to revert to the building boom and cut your losses.
Well, you can drop it by all means, love, but I want a few answers to a few more questions before I throw the towel in.
Like, who's paying for Fernley's car?
No, Ray Bowles is seeing to that.
He's taking his time getting hold of that file, isn't he?
Listen, he's got to seduce two birds first. I'm going back to my original source.
Cornby?
Yes.
You're a sucker for punishment,
Well, we'll
aren't you?
see if he knows of anyone who's got £50,000 worth of marble to sell.
Ah. I think that settles it.
Council giving you a bonus, Mr. Fernley?
Now, tiny, none that...
All right, I didn't mean to be inquisitive, man.
You are. I want a pony on Larkspur at Kempton.
Cash, eh?
Where's there a Gazette?
Sue?
Yes?
Tiny. Still interested in Fernley?
Now what?
Well, are you or aren't you?
Yes, of course I am. What is it?
Well, he's just been in. Paid off his account by cheque. He was smiling all over his face. I thought you might be interested.
Good for him. Brought up a coup, has he?
Well, I'd know if he had, wouldn't I? And he hasn't.
So his luck with the horses hasn't changed, then?
Mr. Fernley's had his fair share of luck already, I'd say.
He didn't have much luck in his marriage, poor man.
Now listen, Sue, I've told you. There's no need to shed any tears over him. Hey, what's he been telling you anyway?
Are you sure you won't have a cuppa?
No, not for me, thanks.
Well, what is up with the old...
No, the editor's on my back.
Aye, all right, then. Not to stop me. Marble, you were saying?
Yes, Italian, about £50,000 worth.
What the hell does he want with all that lot? Is he going to pave streets of Westdale with it?
No, he's building a swimming pool. Now, where do you think he'd get an order of that size?
Oh, couldn't say. No. Lots of firms import marble on the side.
But not you.
Haven't got capital.
This is what you call it outfit. It's a new outfit.
There are no new outfits.
New to marble, he said.
Who said?
Nay, lad. If I told you that, chap would lose his job.
Yeah. All right, son, I'll give you that one. Is that straight?
Yeah, straight.
I think I know what firm he's talking about and all. I just settled a agreement for an agency with the marble quarries in Ireland and Portugal and
Italy?
Aye, and Italy too.
You know, you seem to know a lot about their business.
Well, damn it, I should do, shouldn't I? Seeing as they're growing fat at my expense.
Who?
I've told you twice, East York Stone Company. Is there aught else you want to know?
Yes. Where do they get their capital from?
Aye, if I knew that, I'd go to 'em myself, cap in hand.
Hello, Mr. Fernley.
Do come in.
Just as I thought. It's all gorgeous.
Glad you like it.
I thought for a moment that you were moving house.
Oh, good Lord, no. Oh, right. Put it over there under the window, would you? That's it. Thank you. I'm sorry, but they're such idiots.
Are they?
How did you find your way out here?
Mr. Rawson told me.
Oh. So you've been to the office? What for?
If you'd rather I went.
No, you stay by all means, as long as you haven't got Rawson and your Mr. Spence lurking in the woods, spying on us.
It wasn't my fault.
There, on the right. That's it. Thank you. You were saying?
Well, it wasn't. I didn't know they were going to be in the Victoria last night.
What is it you want?
Well, I thought.
Yes?
Well, it's not really the right time to ask, is it? But since you built this house with the money you won on the pools, I'd rather like some pictures of it for my piece.
No, not pictures.
Oh, I can get a photographer out here in 10 minutes.
No, I'm sorry, Susan, but there's enough going on as it is. You've got my story. You print it by all means, but no pictures.
You haven't won again, have you?
Won what again?
The football pools. All this lovely furniture.
No.
It's beautiful, some of it.
Only some of it?
Oh, all this Scandinavian stuff.
Well, it's damned expensive, I can tell you that.
It must be. It's pure jealousy on my part. The same as I felt towards your car.
Oh, yes. Well, the house was beginning to look a bit tatty, so I got some new furniture. Just a minute. Oh, for Lord's sake, be careful. It's very fragile.
Shall I answer it?
Yes. Now, look.
Mr. Fernley's secretary? Who? Yes, well, he's a bit tied up at the moment. Yes, I'll give him that message. Goodbye.
What is it?
Mr. Townsend of United Securities. He's made arrangements about the boat. You going on a cruise or something?
No, I'm much too busy.
Well,
I'm sorry, I'm being very inhospitable. Would you like a drink?
No, I won't stay. Some other time. Thanks all the same.
You're sure?
Quite sure.
Well, it's been nice seeing you again.
About bloody time.
I'll have a scotch.
Beer.
Scotch. Before I go back to work.
Well?
I'll remember you this grateful next time you ask me for a favour.
Cut it out, will you, Ray? I am not in a jokey mood.
Why? Have they gone and fired you or something? Have they?
Look, for the last bloody time, who paid for that car?
That car cost me a visit to the pictures with Shirley and a visit to a discotheque. But I have seen the file, and you're not going to like it.
Who made out the cheque?
Not the East Yorkshire Stone Company.
Blast.
A finance company. Sounds to me like hire purchase.
Called?
United Securities.
Back to square one. Excuse me.
Where does he go?
Back to square one.
Excuse me?
Of course. Cheers.
Yes, well, it wasn't, old chap. Your information is way out. That cheque was drawn on a London bank by a firm called United Securities.
United Securities?
What?
He's just buying a boat with them now.
Who is?
Just thought you'd like to know firmly.
Yes, Mr. Quarmby. United Securities. Do you know them? Are you sure? Well, I wish you'd told me this some time ago. I've been running around... We'll be in touch. He's a lazy old bastard.
Who?
Quarmby. Do you know what he's finally bothered to find out?
No.
Who finances the East Yorkshire Stone Company?
Not United Securities.
Right. They put up the money for East Yorkshire Stone to move into Quarmby's market in the first place. And now they've done the same thing for East Yorkshire Stone to move into marble.
Well, just like that?
No, no. Oh, no. They only happen to own 70% of the shares in East Yorkshire Stone.
Where are you going?
I'll see you back at the office.
What shall I tell Frank?
Tell him anything. But no, doesn't matter. I'll see you later.
But Bill!
Is anybody round here going to tell me what this is all about?
Buy the Gazette on Friday, and you might find out.
You're wasting my time, Mr. Spence. Any information I gave you last night was entirely confidential and not for publication. Do you understand?
Has he been getting at you? Is that it?
I expect you to honour that.
Has Fernley given you some high and mighty reason for not talking about your department with me? Has he scared you off or something?
You're wasting your time.
Then tell me why a firm called United Securities Limited paid Hawk's Garage to pay for Fernley's car. All right, then. I'll get someone else to answer that question.
Hello.
Is that you, Mr. Fernley?
Yes?
Rawson here.
Well.
You asked me to tell you if that girl from the Gazette came round asking questions.
There is.
Remember, do you? Well, it was someone else instead, asking about the same thing. United Securities.
Someone else? Who, for God's sake?
That young chap on the paper, Spence.
Oh, my God.
Where have you been?
Rawson.
Oh, no, Bill.
Well, I thought that the mere mention of United Securities Might sort of shake him into betraying Fernley.
Did it?
No, I didn't turn a hair.
Idiot.
Why?
We're shouting your mouth off to Rawson.
So?
One word to Fernley that you've been asking questions about United Securities and our friend will start covering his tracks.
Yes, Gazette. Fernley.
There, you see.
He wants to talk to you.
No.
Hello, I'm sorry. No, I'm afraid she's not available. No, I don't know when she'll be back. Well, well, well.
I wonder what he wanted. Quiet lunch somewhere. Lots of flattery and more deceit.
Well, you've changed your tune, haven't you?
Are you going to call the police, Bill?
That's up to our editor, love. I'll put the facts before him and the paper will decide. Why did you change your mind about Fernley?
It was something Tiny Armitage told me.
What?
Well, Alan Fernley said his wife had died in a car crash when she was pregnant. I suppose he was playing for my sympathy.
Didn't do so badly for a while, either.
In fact, his wife's still alive. He just left her after his win on the pools.
Frank, I've got a story for you.